Are you feeling lost in the sea of choices, figuring out what place you want to move to abroad, especially after you've had a divorce? Good news, I'm here to help. Hi, my name is Keanon Slade, and I successfully achieved FIRE. That is, I've achieved financial independence, retire early, and I'm here in sunny Costa Rica. And more than that, I help good guys build a great life outside the US. Today's topic, we're going to be talking about how do you actually choose the place that you want to go to. We're going to get into some interesting things, and I want you to stay along for the ride. Let's get into it. I want to stop you real quick just to say something to my divorced men. If you guys are looking for something that will help you after you've been divorced, separated, heck, even dumped, and you're still looking to move abroad and you're trying to figure out how do you adjust and to deal with this, I want to have something special for you because honestly, going through that situation, I want to give you something a little bit different because your journey is different, and you can find that information in the link below. And let's get into the rest of the video. Whether your place be Costa Rica or not, you're going to actually have to figure out what is your why. And honestly, that's point number one. Why are you actually choosing that country? And a lot of times we'll just pick out a blanket map and, oh, these places are hot, this place has a beach, good to go, we're done. And honestly, you can't sustain a purpose unless your purpose is to, I don't know, surf. And even that actually only goes so far. Because when you pick a place abroad, you want to be able to realize and visualize your life there. And I mean normal life. It might be cool to go there on a vacation and sit out on the beach and have some martinis or whatever it is. But if you actually haven't visualized like your real life with your real family or your kids coming to visit, or maybe you're like me and you're a single dad and how is your child going to be in school and so forth and so on, then you're going to find yourself not really liking the place that you've chosen, even if it is beautiful. Because when there are things that are bad, or I should say when life be lifing, you have to realize, okay, do I still love this place? Will I still love this place? Yeah, even through the trials and tribulations, I can say I truly love to be in Costa Rica, and you need to be able to do the same no matter where you choose. If you're resonating with this, I want you guys to stay to the end because I'm going to give you some tips that will actually help you part of your journey, and it all actually goes together. The second point I would say is consider your lifestyle. One of the major reasons, and it was more the shallow ones and not knowing better, was I chose Costa Rica, and you may have something similar, and it may not be Costa Rica, but you may have this part similar, is I came from a place, Ohio, where there's 300 days of clouds. And so I wanted to move to some place where there's gonna be 12 months of sun. And even though Costa Rica has its rainy seasons, there's generally 97% of the time, some part of the day that actually has sun. And so I don't really go through a day without having sun. It may rain in the afternoon and rainy season, but that lifestyle choice of wanting to be outside, wanting to get up in the morning and walk. I know this is, some people feel like this. When I'm with nature, I feel closer to God. I feel like when I'm praying and I'm outside and I'm seeing all the things that he did, it feels closer to God. And so that was important. Now, yes, I know I wasn't any further away from God in Ohio, but in the wintertime, when all the trees are barren, everything is gray, the house and painting was gray. Oh, it was, yeah, there were some choices that I realized, yeah, and going out in the cold and going to work when it was still dark and come back home when it's still dark, yeah, I did not enjoy that. And I realized my lifestyle, when I wanted to get away, it was always to a warm place. I would go to Dominican Republic, I would go to parts of Mexico, and I was always looking for something that made me warm, made me feel like, oh, there's life going on. There's still birds singing versus in the winter in Ohio where all the birds are gone south, they're on vacation. I wanted to see life. And so my lifestyle choice, and which was humongous for me, was to find a place where I can enjoy this 12 months out of the year. If you want some more tips I'll be able to guide you on your journey, I want you guys to click the link below, because there I actually have some tools that will actually help you not only figure out some things that you probably do think about when you're leaving and moving to a different place, but some things that will actually help you think out of the box. So the things that you're not thinking about when you move to a different country or a different place. And so I want you to check that out by clicking on the link below, and let's get into the next point. The next point would be your budget, your cost of living. What I mean by this is when you are moving to a different place, you don't want to have the same type of budget that you had when you had in the United States. The reason is because By this time, you're probably in your 30s, your 40s, just get a car. I got a car. Get a house. I got a house. Okay, I'm done. And you might have some credit card debt or whatever, which you really need to clean up. Be debt free. Or you have some savings, but really you're done. But when you move to a place abroad, one of the biggest things about enjoying and living life itself is having the ability to travel, having the ability to go see different sites. You're essentially, even though you've made up your mind that you're going to live here and live abroad, you become a tourist. And so for me, for example, and you have to pick your place and choose your examples and your reason why. But one of the things that, I got to do and that I have been doing is, yes, I could see there's a lot of beaches in Costa Rica, but I got to see hot water springs, which I really enjoy. There's a town called La Fortuna, not 2 hours away from me. Yeah, I love hot springs. I think I love it more than the beach. I don't know. It's good. I like the beach. Or seeing volcanoes, which are cool to see every once in a while. It is cold, Costa Rica cold, but I wouldn't be able to do that if I didn't have all my cost of living expenses in hand. If I said, okay, I'm just going to get a house, because that's what I do in the United States. So buy a house or rent the most expensive house. And now I don't have enough money to travel, to get a hotel, to stay somewhere. Matter of fact, we just got back, and that's the reason why I like to batch and automate my videos, is because it gave me and my family the opportunity, my sister came and everything, to go to the other part of Costa Rica and just stay there for about a week. And so because of that, it was a cost of living expense. And so those are things that you really need to consider when you're moving to a place, and what other expenses that you need to be able to enjoy to do what you want to do. You just don't want to live in the four corners of your beautiful house. You want a home base first, but that's a different subject or a different video. The next point is going to be the language. Is language going to be the barrier? And so when you're on your journey, you need to be able to realize that you need to take time to learn the local language. There's a lot of people that will say, I'm going to go to this place, and they don't consider it. And essentially what you're trying to do is pack up the United States and put it in a bubble in a different country. And that generally doesn't work. Even if you find an expat community or find some English-speaking natives, the problem is when you want to go do real life stuff, go to the movies or go order pizza or go to the doctors, something important, you always have to end up finding somebody who speaks English. And if you're in a country that you love, like I love Costa Rica, you're going to have to be able to pick up language. And honestly, I've been speaking Spanish for a very long time and live with they're called Ticos, the Costa Ricans are called Ticos. I live in my Tico community so that I can better improve that. That allows me to go to different churches. I don't have to just go to the one English church is available. I have an option of different churches and different events that I can go to. And so in order not to build yourself a little box, a little bubble that eventually will bust, the best thing to do is to be able to grab onto the language, try your best, and don't stop. Hang on to it. Even if you go through all the feelings of headaches and emotions and embarrassments to get to the goal of being able to immerse yourself in the culture, into the language, and get connected to the local people. I got an easy question for you guys today. What is the local language of the place that you're going to move to? So just give me the title of the place and what language they speak. And I hope it means that you're going to study that language. But put that in the comments below, and let's get to the next point. The last point would be it's safety. Safety is crucial. And so when you're looking at different places and trying to decide where to go, yeah, there's some places that, oh, they have this and it's great and it's beautiful and tourist this and tourist that, but then the local town is not so safe. You want to be able to pick out safety. Now, when I say that, that is a lot of times that gets covered up with different things that happen in an environment. For example, and I'll use Costa Rica as an example, when it compared on the safe scale to the United States, it's safe. But if you start talking to people, especially if you get into the wrong Facebook groups, a lot of haters and different things like that, they will make Costa Rica seem worse than it is. Now, don't get me wrong, Costa Rica has its problems. Every country in the world has its problems around safety. Now, to this day, normally the biggest thing that you're dealing with is robbery. And it's the type of robbery, not that you would see in Chicago or New York, is normally you left your windows open, you left the car door unlocked, or you're flying your drone out on the beach and then you're just gonna hide it underneath your towel and come back and it's gone. Those things are high. Petty theft would be high in Costa Rica if you're not wise about it. Now, saying that, I'm not trying to scare you. I've only had one event. I was about to say none, but I had one incident that happened to my soon-to-be ex-wife. We were walking in San Jose, where San Jose has a lot of people. I always try to teach people, if you're going to San Jose, it's different than other parts of Costa Rica. Treat it more like a New York. There's gonna be people coming and going. There's a saying here in Costa Rica, there's rats everywhere. There's an opportunity for more rats, if you will. People that are gonna steal your stuff in a place like San Jose, because people, it's the way that it is. Her purse was behind her. They unzipped it, pulled the phone out, and I was left tracking it. Oh, it's over here. I got it to some place. I never did get a phone back, by the way. I was tracking it till they figured out, we should probably turn this off. Yeah, and then I lost the phone. But that, outside of the 5 years, that is honestly, someone, I used to have these propane tanks. Someone stole my propane tank. So 2 incidents in 5 years. But honestly, when I put that against the safety that I felt like I didn't have in the United States, compared to what I have here, I feel a lot safer. Especially in Gracia, it's like a small, big town where things, like little things like, oh my goodness, that if that happened in Chicago, nobody would even be talking about it because it wasn't big enough. And so you have to be able to keep that in perspective. Safety is important, but put it in perspective. Where you're at, is that good? What type is it? Go in details. Just don't get the crime is here. Don't use the general word crime, and don't try to use the general word safe. Find out if that place is really good for you and your family. So if you found this video helpful, I want you guys to smash that like button and honestly subscribe. I have a lot of people, thousands of people who are literally watching my videos and not subscribing. I want you guys to subscribe, even share it, and please comment below because I want to get your thoughts. And if you haven't already, I want you to click that link button below so that you can actually have tools and some takeaways that will help you on your journey. Until then, I will see you on the other side.